Welcome in for those of you who have been waiting. And thank you for being here, I guess, ahead of time. So, what I'm actually doing is I'm getting basically myself in top tier shape for a basketball tournament. Me and essentially some of my neighbors and basketball buddies have signed up for. We formed a 9-person team. We're going to hopefully destroy everybody with confidence, of course. And I also have a bet with my friend that I will be dunking by summer. Is that actually going to be true? I can't promise anything. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give it my best effort. I got to readjust this iPad because I think it's too high for you guys to see everything. So let me just give that a readjustment. So this way you can see. Yeah, that should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna scoot myself back because now I need to get myself into frame. But yeah, so today's workout's gonna basically be explosive work, speed work, leg strength training, stuff like that, and of course upper body mixed in because you gotta keep the gun looking good. So while I get something set up here on my phone, I'm gonna be, and then we will warm up. Of course, you gotta. I mean, not 100. I will admit, not 100% of the time am I warming up. Am I stretching and all that stuff before an exercise? But I will do when I remember to, and if I have time to, stretching. So this way I can better avoid injury. But yeah, for the time being, let me just make sure this is all set. Let's see here. Whoops. There we go. Wait, what? Okay, I think that's all there. Okay. I think these things like to be a few seconds behind in terms of live and everything. I don't know why, but yeah. So we're gonna start simple. We're gonna do not static stretching, but active stretching. So in a sense, basically movement that'll stretch you out, but at the same time, it's a movement versus static. Because you do actually have a better chance of injury when you do static stretching and then going into a workout versus doing active stretching, workout, then static stretching. You want to do the static stretching when your muscles are already loosened up, warmed up, all that fun jazz. So, yeah, we're going to get some simple, active movements going on. So this way, we're loosened up in an active way. Now, obviously, a light jog goes a long way as well to get the blood pumping, get the heart racing. And that's really the whole key to a quote-unquote warm-up is you want your blood to be moving throughout your body. So this way when you go into these workouts, you're not stiff, you don't have to worry about, again, that increased blood flow into your muscles, all that kind of stuff. It really is, in a sense, crucial to get the blood moving, because it also, in the long run, can promote muscle growth, build that endurance, that overall strength. And I've actually played basketball for the last 3 days, and yesterday I didn't do any actual vertical training because my leg was still sore. And in the day before, I took a fall on my hip, and it's a little bruised. It's not physically bruised, but internally, like I landed right on that hip bone, so it's a little tender to the touch, but nothing I haven't dealt with before. So let's get some jumping jacks going. Now I hope my parents don't mind that there's gonna be a lot of slamming, because obviously for plyometrics and explosive work, you gotta do a lot of jumping and exploding and thuds and all that kind of stuff. So, one thing I learned in researching how to train your vertical is when you're doing things like because deadlift is a great exercise, but as some of you know who've watched, I do deadlift with a lot of weight. When you're doing stuff like vertical training or explosive work training to get those short twitch muscles working, you need lighter weight and fast, explosive controlled movement. Not just, you don't want slow controlled. With explosive, you want fast and controlled. But not where it's like, you see like those guys on YouTube with basically what looks like a little piece of aluminum rod, and they're going, yeah, you're not getting anything doing that. You want to actually be doing it with technique, explosively, but not look like you're just giving yourself a stroke like, come on, you gotta feel the burn. No, I just gave myself a headache doing that. Do my blood do my blood rush into that on that one. So forgive me, the allergies are horrible. So one thing I've seen people do that they do for explosive training is power cleans. I'm not going to start off with that. I'm actually going to start off with squats like I always do, because squats is one of the most physically demanding workouts in the textbooks workouts. So what I'm actually going to do is shed a little bit of weight. And do forgive me, but I am human. Yes, I did that on the live stream. I don't care. I'm human. It's what the body does. If you can't laugh at a fart, then what the hell is wrong with you? So, wait, what the hell? I brought a gallon of water up so I could have water, but there's a gallon right here. Huh. Hey, more water the better. But not too much, otherwise you could die. So, now that I have that, I'm going to take this towel. I don't know why, but the bars always bruise my neck. It's not like it's bouncing off my neck or anything, but the bar always causes a bruise right on my neck. I guess I got tender skin there or something, I don't know. But I'm going to give myself a little padding, basically. So, yeah. So this way, it's all good and dandy. Let's get this up there first. Wait. There we go. Okay. Now, hopefully, you don't do this while I'm lifting, because that would be I mean, I could technically athletic tape it. That's what I'll do. Hold on, I got some tape. I got athletic tape, I'll fix it. Okay. Whoa. Alright. So, I got some athletic tape. I might need a sitter. Or not. So, got a little tape in my mouth, but whatever. So, I'm just going to tape this snug so this way it doesn't roll off or anything and become an annoyance. There we go. Get into position. And firmly grasp it! Right, Patrick? Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it. Oh, God. Anyway, now that I've had my fun with the stupidity of Patrick on SpongeBob, let's get to weightlifting. So, I can't say I know exactly how many repetitions. My repetition number is going to be 15, because usually that's my max number of reps. But I'm going to try to do them as fast and controlled as I possibly can, since it is a lighter weight. Oh wow, that feels really light. But that's kind of the point. You want it to be light, but you want to be quick and controlled. So, oh yeah, you can definitely feel that in the hamstring. Wow. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be tender tomorrow. Oh boy. I feel like I'm really gonna break a sweat from this. Oh boy. I'm not used to explosive training at all. Trust me. What have I got myself into? But damn it, I want to dunk! So I'll put into work. And even if I can't dunk, if I can get it where the room's like this and I can go and just lay it up like a little butterfly, I'll take that. Because I'm a 5'7" white guy who jumps like a rock. But at the same time, I'm built like one. So what are you going to do about it? Just ate it. I ate these for breakfast. Anyway, next. I'm kind of using the two stripes from the tape as a marker of where my head should go on the bar from my mirror. So this way it's balanced and still controlled. And yes, I do it barefoot. A lot of people will tell you, when you're doing stuff like this, the less you have on your feet, the better. I know it's more dangerous in terms of dropping stuff on it, but it just allows better control of the body and balance. And for me, that matters, because my balance is shit. Okay, that's something different. It really does gas the hell out of you. I'm gonna look up some, how many reps I should do. Bead squats. Okay, let's see. Oh, really? When building vertical jump through bead squats, focus on 2 to 5 repetitions per set with 3 to 5 sets, emphasizing explosive movement and lighter weight to maximize output. That's fascinating. So in a sense, it's like strength training. But at the same time, it still requires lighter weight. That's fascinating. Two to 3 times a week, rest in between each days. Obviously with me, that's not always the case. Consistency. Everybody calls me the king of consistency when it comes to working out, so. Okay. This guy's doing front squats. Interesting. Anyway, now that I know that that's helpful, so we will continue on with this. I will probably end up having to actually get my 10-pound dumbbells because they're in my backpack downstairs because I bring them to the basketball court when I do my vertical training. But that's interesting, only 2 to 5 reps. I never would have guessed that, but I'm still going to do my normal 15 because I'm still, I would say, nice and in control. Give me a moment while I pull this back up. There we go. There. All right, another 15 to go. I mean, I'm calling this speed squat, but at the same time, the question also is, when they're doing speed squats, how much weight are they using? Because I think that also is I think that's also a factor when it comes to speed squats is how much weight are you actually using when it comes down to the reps. I like the speed. I don't like the energy consumption. Holy crap. Whew. That's 3 sets. We're going for 5. Oh. Okay. Wow. Whew. This is a different demon. Holy crap. What the? You know what? I'm normally doing 135, but the last 2 sets, just to give myself a little bit extra push. I'm gonna bump it back up to 225s. So that's 115 pounds basically. God, it feels like I have a hair on my uvula. I'm gonna need a drink in a minute. Okay. This is the problem of having dogs that shed a lot. You're just inhaling air. Not air, hair. You know what I'm trying to say. Right. Why open that one when I haven't opened one right here? Ooh, I really think I'm going to feel it tomorrow. I'm going to find it really funny too. But hey, anything to jump at, right? If you want something, you have to work for it. Rarely, like 0.0000001% chance there's ever something so great handed to you. You know, like all of a sudden, chick guy be like, hey, you want a vertical? And then all of a sudden, I'll jump and my head goes through the fucking ceiling. And like, thank you. And I'm not even religious, but you know, just as an example. But this is the thing I also like about fitness and health is it's either you want it and you will work for it, or it's either you want it and you'll never work for it. Because that's always the biggest thing when it comes to fitness is there's all those people who say they want it, but there's that line and they can't take that step over the line. They just stand there looking at it and they're just wondering, why can't I step over that line? It's like the Mr. Mind force field, and there's just something deep rooted down that just won't let them just do that. And then they've taken that first step into the journey. It's really psychological when it comes down to it at some point, at certain aspects, and a lot of people, this is kind of a hot take, but I'll say it after this set. Okay, so, whoa, okay, hold on. Let's re-rack for a second, because those plates are shifting like dancing daisies. Okay. We do not want these coming off while you're lifting, especially when you're lifting alone. Safety is key, even if it means you gotta lift a little less weight, because your safety and injury prevention is crucial when it comes to working out alone. All right, 15, let's go. Anyway, so back to the hot take I was going to say. And what the, how was that on my back? Oh, it's just one of the, okay. I thought I had like a black smudge on my back. I'm like, how the hell did I get that? Anyway, the hot take I was mentioning. A lot of people think getting into fitness has to be a positivity only thing, where you do it through positive support, positive reinforcement, positive encouragement, all that kind of just pure positive behind it. And I'm not saying that's not good. It is. If it gets somebody working out, doing what they need to do to get their life in control and get them on the right track to being healthy and living a long, healthy, fulfilled life. And you don't have to work out just for the body. Work out to stay healthy and enjoy life. But a lot of people are all about this body positivity and they're disgustingly obese. And I say disgustingly obese because as somebody who used to be considered obese, I was 190 pounds when I was 5'4". I was obese for my height, my age, all that. And I was made fun of for my weight. I didn't let it depress me or anything. I lived my life, I enjoyed it. I was me. But at the same time, I started getting sick of it. You know? Hey, other nipples. That kind of stuff. Cow titties. I got obviously, in a sense, bullied, but I didn't see it as bully. I was thankfully very blissfully ignorant of stuff like that. But when I look back at it, I was bullied. And I didn't use that as a means to let me get beat down and stay down. I used that I looked at every negative thrown at me for my weight, and I looked at it as firewood. Negativity in the form of firewood. And I had a little fire going, very small. And all that negative, and then a giant fire erupted. And that got me onto my fitness path. So the reason why I consider people, when I say there are people who are disgustingly obese, like a controversial topic is that rapper who sued Lyft. And then made it basically, everybody knows more than not that woman was never fitting in that guy's car. And more aspects, and she was on that morning show. They gave her a regular chair, and she's like, oh, y'all don't got a bigger chair? Because only one left butt cheek was fitting on that damn thing. And the problem is, they normalize obesity so much to a negative aspect that people neglect their own lives. Okay, you're overweight and healthy now, but what about 5 years down the road? It catches up to you. It shoots you in the back when you're least expecting it. And a lot of people refuse to see that. And that's what bothers me as a personal trainer, as a person who's dedicated to fitness, is these people, they preach body positivity, but at the same time, they don't look at themselves and go, yeah, I'm morbidly obese. It's disgusting. And my health is only going to decline every second, every minute, every hour, every day, to every month, to every week, to every year. Their health is on a constant decline. Organs start to fail. Blood pressure goes up. Cholesterol is through the roof. All that stuff. It's literally, they're just creating self-destructing bombs. And it bothered me and that's why, like, the people who make those changes through positive encouragement, I praise them, I congratulate them, I support them in every way. But there are some people who, like me, who need the negative reinforcement. They need to be criticized. They need to be, in a way, ostracized. They need to be harshly reality checked to see that they are on a path of self-destruction, and if they don't do something, their life will never get better. They say they're living a great life, but nobody wants to be completely gasping for air just trying to stand up from a chair. That's not a human life. That's not living. Nobody wants to go, oh, I need the back of that SUV just to sit down. Nobody. They say it on the outside, oh, it's fine, no, not. Inside, they're screaming. And somebody needs to grab that internal person that's screaming and pull them out to the surface through positive or negative reinforcement. That's my aspect of it. And people say, oh, it's fat shaming. Well, guess what? Fat people skinny shame. They make fun of people who are like me, who are in shape. And guess what? It's done out of jealousy. It's because they're not capable of doing what we can do. And they're mad about it because they refuse to do anything about it themselves. And like it or not, reality is not a nice person. It's a cruel mistress. And it will knock you at every corner it gets. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 8. Alright. So yeah, if you're overweight and you don't see it as a good thing, make the change. Do something. My friend Ian, who I do videos with, he's somebody who I didn't bully, but I gave him bits and nuggets of negative reinforcement. And the thing is, these bits and pieces of negative reinforcement, they were seeds. They were seeds of self-reminding comments that causes you to think and go, wait a minute, before you take that bite of that apple pie, hold on, and then you push it away subconsciously. And then all of a sudden you start making changes. That's what I did for Ian. And he's lost a lot of weight. He's still working. It's a slow progression. Some people lose it much faster than others. But if you're on a continuing improvement, that's all that matters. Nobody is saying you gotta be Chris Bumstead. Nobody's saying you have to be Sam Sulek. Nobody's saying you need to be an Ironman, a marathon runner. Those gotta be personal goals and achievement you want. Like I did. I wanted to just be one of the people who said, I've done a half marathon, and just say I've done it because I wanted to, and I was able to achieve it. But once I started doing races like that, it opened up a whole new world. It really did. And it opened my eyes that fitness isn't just about having a great body. It's about being able to do things that are physically tasking, but enjoying it. Everybody who's ever done a marathon, who's ever done multiple marathons, knows that second they cross that finish line, they're doing this. Everywhere they're going for the next 24 to 48 hours, they're walking like this. But they're wearing their medal, and it's a self-reminder of, I persevered not just physically, but mentally. Because even though the body is not designed to run a marathon, it is fully and physically capable of doing it. Even a very, very fat person is fully capable of walking a marathon if they set their mind to it. It's going to be physically demanding as hell, but if they have it up here and they want it, they will achieve it. So that's why sometimes to get that psychological well, that didn't go as far as I wanted it to. But basically, sometimes to get that psychological boost, you have to be harsh. You need to give some people some harsh criticisms and negative reminders that if they don't do something, their life is only going to decline. And that's why people end up on things like kidney dialysis. It's not just it's not just a genetic thing, it's not just drinking, it's not just drugs, it's not just a number of factors. Weight can be a pure reason why you end up on kidney dialysis, because your body is not able to process the stuff you're putting into it. and when you're on all those medications for your obesity, that's affecting all that shit too. It gotta go through something in your body to keep you functioning. And normally your kidneys filter most of the medication. I'm not saying I'm a doctor, I'm not saying I know this for certain, but I know when you're on medicine, a lot of it has to do with kidneys. With the way your kidneys break it down, all that kind of stuff. And usually your kidneys are the ones to suffer because of medication and medicines. Not all the time, but when you're on very specific ones, they are the primary target of negative side effects. So that's why I'm always encouraging people through annoying reminders to work, to be out there, to be active. Even though it might seem like I'm being mean and bullying or just downright just annoying to the point where you don't want to do it, I'm still going to be that guy going, hey, did you do it? Did you do it? And then you finally get around to doing it, and then I'm your best friend. Because I'm finally proud of you for finally opening a window of time for you to just say, even for half an hour, I'm going to just do something, stationary movement, get my blood moving. So, now we're going to do the power cleans. So, as far as I know, when it comes to the power clean, you just need that full explosion, get the bar here. You don't need the shoulder press, because the shoulder press is just an upper body weight, upper body exercise. So, next we're going to do power clean. And there is a lump or something under this mat. What? Oh, it's another mat. Okay, so the carpet's like right here. I guess the mat moved underneath and everything. And now there's like a big knot. And it's really annoying. But what can you do? Yeah, you do what you got with what you got, all that jazz. Okay, so I'm going to shift to the left here. So this way you guys are in frame. And yeah, now that I've rambled for God knows how long have I rambled for? I don't even know. Let's see. Oh, 37 minutes. Jeez. And I'm only doing one exercise, and we got a long way to go. But weightlifting is not about constant, continuous exercise either. Sometimes you got to give yourself those windows between so you get that proper rest for the next set. Anyway, for this we're going to go for, like, my right ankle is still a little tight and everything, and is it swollen? I don't even know. Maybe a little bit, but hey, ankle sprains aren't exactly quick healing. That's why sometimes it's better off to break an ankle than to sprain it. Anyway, let's aim for 12. Yeah. Okay, you know what? With this one, we're gonna have to put the so here's the thing, I have these weight, I want to call them clamps, but they're not because they screw on. But you can see the difference in size. This one weighs a lot more. So I'm trying to, I found two of the lighter ones, which is fine. I normally like to go for the heavier ones, but you know, it is what it is. And the thing about these strong ones, they take forever to put on and take off. There we go. But at the same time, like I mentioned before, the safety is crucial. Somebody wrote in, yo, how's it going? Sorry, I just saw your text. Gotta get this stupid clamp on. Let's see if gravity will help. That's right. There we go. Okay, now we can start continuing the clean. We did 2. We got 10 more to go. Ready? Let's go. How many did I just do? I'm glad you did. I try to make them creative and fun and attention grabbing. I'm not trying to create clickbait or anything like that. But there's also the psychological factor. I try to use I like to use orange and reds because that stuff is actually attention grabbing psychologically. And when you use cooler colors like blues and greens, it's actually more relaxing psychologically. So I try to do the stuff that's like sharp, quick-witted. Holy crap, that looks angry. Let's click it. Ugh. How many did I do? I didn't keep track. Shit. Okay. I'm pretty sure I did more than 12. Okay. Power cleans suck. Okay. Of course. Okay, another thing. Everybody can grind. It's a matter of what are you willing to give up. In my cases, there are days I give up 3 hours of sleep just for that extra 3 hours to work out. There are days I'll go to sleep at midnight, wake up 3:30, and I'm already out the door running at 4:30 in the morning. You guys know, I make fitness videos of it. I sacrifice sleep for the fitness. But then, when I know I have time, I take a nap. I take a 30-minute to 45-minute nap, recharge, good to go. Everybody can grind, even if they have family and kids. Make it an activity, make it an event. Get everybody interested, and you will be surprised how much more time you have. It doesn't always have to be done just by yourself. I'm just lucky. Well, I wouldn't say I'm lucky, because not everybody wants to do it by themselves. I actually like doing it with people, doing exercise with people. But also my problem is I'm in more shape than most people around me. So when I'm like, come on, keep up, I'm giving like 10%. They're doing 85. That's the other negative about being in great shape. Some people just can't keep up. And it's not their fault. They're just not as dedicated as you. Well, I wouldn't say dedicated because that's more insulting, but, you know. All right, another 12. Let's go. 2, 3, 4. I hate this uneven floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck. 4 more. Come on. 9, 10. God. Agua. 820. 820 delirious. He's another YouTuber. I forgot you can't breathe when you drink water. Catch your breath. Stop hunching over. You're not going to get your breath that way. Okay. Let the lungs inflate again. God, I love weightlifting. Even though I'm dying right now. How is it that this lighting is like perfect to make the arms look that good? You get the perfect angle, and all of a sudden you just strike a pose and you're like, fuck yeah, I like that. And then you look at it in natural lighting that's directly over and you're like, where'd my muscle go? What the hell? Okay. Oh wait, I just realized. I gotta do 5 sets of this. Son of a bitch. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. Fuck it, let's go. That's 6. I need a towel. 7. 8. 4 more. Let's go. 2 more. Balance. Balance, you bitch. 1 more. And now I will strike the gorilla pose. You guys see my lost monkey? He's pretty much my twin, but he acts like a gorilla. You should saw him. Get back here, you stupid! Damn! For a gorilla, that guy's fast. All right. So how many sets of power cleans have I done so far? 3? Okay, I got 2 more. Son of a bitch. Tighten it. Where's my wrench? You looking at my ass? Pervert. I know I got a big fat ass, but damn. No need to stare. God, I feel violated. The hell's wrong with you? We're men. We don't look at asses. Actually, we do. Just the other gender. And I'm not an ass guy. My logic behind that is, why should I admire something shit comes out of? I like this, because the heart's here. It sounds more romantic that way. Lay your head on there, listen to the heart. Let your heart beat to me, baby. Whereas, you look at the backside, right? No! Well, I guess somebody needs to talking to. I'm getting a little off topic here. Whew. Alright. 2 more sets. Alright. Let's get a little bit more water. Just for sanity's sake. That's the nice thing about an at-home gym. You can just yeet everything. Yeet! Like what? Just like this. Yeet! Oh, look at that. I just yeeted this weight right on my chest. That's 6. Make sure you do lots of wrist stretching. Otherwise, your wrists are going to be sore. Okay. I got 6 more to do. I normally never, when I'm doing flow and controlled, I don't sweat with weightlifting. I don't care how much weight it is. The only time I sweat when I weightlift, doing my flow and control stuff, is when I do squats. After that, not a drop. But this had me sweating like I'm doing basketball. It's a good thing I'm not wearing gray pants. You can see that little G-string of sweat right up my ass. 7, 8, 9, 10. Watch the knees. You see how I just clipped them? 11. Look at the veins in my arms. Well, unless you need to draw blood, pick a vein. Every time my dad goes get blood drawn at a hospital or something, they look at my arm and they're like, I want to poke you. Cause look at these veins. Look at this shit. Poke anywhere. And you're drawing blood somewhere. I mean, even my head has it. Just look. Veins all throughout the forehead. You can literally draw blood from my forehead just by poking somewhere. And it's not like that stupid bleed treatment procedure that had no actual medical benefit studies where they tap you and then your head is just peeing blood basically. It's not like that. Literally you could do an IV, not an IV, but a blood draw hypodermic needle into my head and still get blood. I bet that would hurt like a mother sucker though. Whew. Just imagine it, you got the old fashioned butterfly hypodermic needle. They're like, oh look, you got a butterfly! Look at him, his little bow on his hair. I'm getting blood drawn, you jerk! I'm sweaty! And I've only done 10 sets. Well, 9 right now, but about to do 10. All right, time for number 10. Here we go. Upsy daisy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Halftime. 7, 8. Quarterfinal. 9. 10. that bitch up. 11. Fine. Okay. I'm just gonna die. Okay. Okay. That doesn't help anything. I actually took all the wind out of me. That was stupid. Shit. Or, as I like to, if I want to keep it PG-13, holy shiitake mushrooms! Okay. Okay. Breathe! Woosah! Alright. Alright. How many people? Thumbs up, dude! Yeah! Look at him going! Ding, ding, ding. What? I'm not allowed to be tired? Kiss my tokies. Okay. Well, we know one thing. The exercise I'm about to do, if I don't do this right, I have a good chance of crashing my head through this wall. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I want to sneeze, but I'm not. Yep, doesn't want to come out. Oh. I'm so sweaty. I'm disgusting. But this is why I shave everything too. It just allows the sweat to roll right off. Alright, so I need to go get my 10 pounders. I'll be right back. Okay, I am here. No need to hear. I am here. Ha 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 ha. All might. Okay, so I don't remember what it's called, but I'm gonna look up the video. So give me half a minute. I'm trying to find that guy's video. God, where's your thumbnail? I remember it. I don't know. Okay. If I can't find this guy's video shortly, then I'm gonna say screw it. Let me go to the guy's channel. Because I saw his account. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna go to my other account and check my history, because I know it's in my history. Let's see, where is it? Other shorts. Where is it? I know it's not all the way back in March. I just watched it not too long ago. God. Was it not with this account? I guess not. Oh well. All I know is pretty much I'm going to have to be standing on this. I'm going to jump down and then float back up as fast as I can. All in control. So, yeah. Okay. So, let me get you a better position. And also clear the floor so this way I don't land on anything I'm not supposed to land on. Alright. Too bad this isn't more level, but it should be good enough. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm actually gonna... There we go. I'm gonna scoot this way more. Clear the floor of anything that could catch my feet in a bad way. Okay. So this is where my dad's gonna start hearing a lot of thudding from downstairs. So pretty much, the whole point of this is I go down, land on the balls of my feet, and then jump as hard as I can. I don't know if this is exactly a good idea for me in terms of what I'm trying to accomplish, but let's just see how it works. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, see, this is where my balance is a problem. So this is clearly training those shock absorbing muscles and then the responsiveness of them at the same time. Okay. I'm pretty sure when I'm landing, I'm supposed to land with a little bit of a bent knee, but not like full blown down. But maybe I am. It would make more sense that way. Like that. Ooh. Thank you. I try. I try and I try and I try until it works. Now, how many of these I'm supposed to do, I'm not 100% sure. But, I just I'm just gonna go for a good amount of time until I need a break. Whoop! Good old padded seating. You saved my life! Now the only thing that makes me nervous about this specific exercise, I'm not saying it's not good, but at the same time I know there are some people where they do like those explosive movements where it's like they're getting ready to do like a full-blown sprint and then they push really hard. When they push with their heel down, their Achilles tendon snaps off their heel. And that's what I do not want to happen to me. Am I concerned do I think it'll happen to me? No, because I'm a marathoner. I use my legs a lot. I don't have the most toned calves, but my legs are very trained. So, do I think that I will snap my Achilles tendon doing this? No. But I know there's that risk factor. So you have to make sure you land smart and explode smart, if that makes sense. This is where technique really matters. Because if you don't land right, this is where you can get hurt. Because if you don't have good technique, bad technique always leads to injury. I'm going to call that a set. I don't know how many I did, but I did a number of them. I'm going to see if I can keep finding that guy's video. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying. This guy's clearly a volleyball coach that I watched the video for. Here we go. I found it. I'm going to listen to it without volume. I'm just trying to find this specific workout and see how he had people doing this specific exercise, so this way I know I'm doing it right and not wrong. Because I want to make sure I'm landing correctly. Because if I'm not landing correctly, then this is all for naught. I'm not going to get anything out of this. Okay. So I'm just kind of skimming through to find it. Okay, so pretty much, I'm going to show basically the image he showed. He pretty, if I can get it right, but he pretty much shows you standing, you land with your legs almost at 90, and then you explode jumping up as high as you can, and then landing controlled again. Okay. I would say I was pretty much doing that right. I just wanted to confirm for myself, because even though I'm a personal trainer, I don't know absolutely everything. So it always helps to have, it's like a doctor. He needs to ask another doctor for their opinion or their perspective to get confirmation of their own. Make sense? Okay. Anyway, let's continue on. So this time we'll keep track. I'll do 15. Okay, that's 2. This one's not exactly energy draining either. I think this one is just purely waking, like a matter of like just activating and engaging those muscles as fast as humanly possible while giving out the maximum exertion, if that makes sense. What's that, 3? I'm going to say that was 3. See, I felt a little strain right there in my heel because I landed wrong. I could tell I landed wrong. Okay. 6. Oh man. It's actually more exhausting than you think. Because you have to use every ounce of what you got in landing and then exploding. So you got to maximize engagement while you land and then rebound everything as soon as you absorb it. It's much more complicated than you think. Hold on. I got to do what the body does. Yep. Natural fart. Okay. That was 8. 9. Yeah! Move! I'm falling! Anyway. 9. I can definitely see how something like this would improve your vertical. But this would take a lot of doing. 12. See, this is why you gotta clear the floor. I almost landed on these. Did I just dent that? No, that's a sticker. I was gonna say, iron. It's one of those old classic iron plates. No way that's dented. Those things are tougher than nails. So I got what, 12 done? I'm actually gonna call it 13, because that's, we got to still do 5 sets, remember that. So, you know, energy conservation where it matters. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Where's my story stuff? What? Okay, there we go. Can I include a link here? Probably not, but I'm not worried about that. Let's see. Oh, I can. Awesome. Okay. Because I'm putting on Snapchat. There we go. Good deal. Okay. So, story. There. Alright. Put that on my Snapchat story. And now we will continue the explosive work. Let me just do one thing. There we go. Alright. Continue on. Oh wait. Another 12. I'm going to do 12. I didn't mean to do 13 last time, but I wasn't thinking. Okay. 1. Let me, I have it set up on my, okay, I'm doing it good. Okay. I wanted to check my form. That's all. Could I have my live stream on my TV so this way I can see your guys? Because I'm not seeing it off my iPad if you guys type something. I can see it so much better on my TV. So I have it on my TV so this way I can see when it pops up on the corner and I can read it. Two. Core control. 3. Now I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use a shorter box. This is the best I got, so I might be doing something more advanced than I should be beginning with. But extra credit. What is that? 4, 5. Whoa. You see where the balance problem comes in? Six. 11. 8. 9. 10. I am sweating. 11. 'Whew. That one had a bit of forward momentum behind it. Okay, that's 3 sets, 2 more to go. Make sure my dad didn't text me that he needed something. Nope. All clear. Coolio, bro. I don't know why everybody hates dry fit. I mean, I get it when it's wet. It kind of it's icky, but it fits really good. Anyway, so I got 2 more sets of that, and then we will move on to the next jumping exercise. Okay. 1. Balance it. 2. Oh, God. Hey, I know a lot of guys would like to see a lady do this exercise. But that would also go to show how big a pervert you are. Dead in it. Hey, don't feel too bad. I'm one of them. I am. I'm a guy. It's natural. If we have an attraction to ladies, we want to see them bounce. How many did I do? I got distracted by boobies. Stupid as that sounds, it's true. Oh, God. I'm going to say I did 9. 10. Somebody commented? I'm trying. I'm trying. 11. Okay, that's at number 4. One more. One more set. And we're set. Get it? Whew. No sitting on rest. Stand. Whew. Okay. I'm going to send it to my buddy. Make sure he see if he tunes in or whatnot. Where are you? There he is. Okay. Let me put this on my Discord because I didn't think of that. Okay. Get her in. Okay. Now that's on my Discord. And then put it on my Instagram group chat too. And then after I'm done sharing all this, I will go take a leak. And then we will zoom with our final set. And if you find it gross that I'm talking about having to take a pee, then what the hell is wrong with you? We're all humans, we all pee. Okay? And when guys get older, we have a bigger problem with it too. It's the cycle of life. Ah! Okay, I gotta pee. Like an old man. You better not be listening! You didn't hear the toilet flush. It's embarrassing. Don't listen. It's embarrassing. Ah! Okay, last set. Let's go. Stop being a bitch. 1. Balance it, balance it. Woo! 2. Whoa. I'm okay. That's all she wrote, folks. You gotta make it fun sometimes, you know? Exercise isn't always about being serious.
It's about having fun while doing it too. And if that means you fall on your ass sometimes, fall on your ass. Have a laugh. But you know what it also means? That last one didn't count. Two. Three. Four. Man, you know, this is my dad's old weight bench from like 40 plus years ago, maybe 50. You know it's old when you can feel every screw underneath the padding through your feet. Like I'm standing on one right here. You know this is an old bench when that foam is that worn down. What's that, 4? I'm gonna call it 4. Why call it 4? Yeah. Yeah. What? Oh, not talking to me. Okay. 5. Wait. What? Everybody watch Kung Fu Fighting. What? Oh. That was fast and lightning. What? I don't know. Shut up. Like I said, you gotta make it fun. As he prepares to take his dive. Drumroll, please. The tension builds. Silence in the audience. A perfect turn! Oh my God! Okay. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. How you doing? Wait. 12. Okay, so that's that. Now we need to make room for the next one. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Where'd I yeet that bitch? My legs are covered in sweat and hair. Not my hair, my dog's shedded hair. And it feels weird. Hydration! It's the key to never-ending fitness. Okay, so jumps. And I hate them because my balance sucks. And the last time I did a box jump was on a concrete ledge. And if you look, you can't really see, but I have scars all over both of my shins. This one got a really nasty one right here because I had to have it stitched closed. So, you know, stuff like that. I mean, this isn't a wooden box, but at the same time, it's foam. So if you don't land just right or right enough, it's gonna throw your balance off and you're gonna fall, like I did earlier. Anyway, it's not too much weight. I used to do these with 30s on a box that was about maybe just a foot off the ground. But obviously now that I'm reintroducing, I have to go lighter weight. But that's fine too because I gotta jump higher in the process. So here we go. Whoa, I overjumped. I actually overjumped it. Holy crap! How the hell did I do that? I can jump! I can't. I can't even touch the backboard yet, so I should shut up. The point is to land technically in a squatted position, stabilize, stand up, then go down. Too much forward momentum. So that's 3. That one won't count. Unless I can stabilize and stand up like this, it don't count. So that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. 10. 11. 12. Whew, that's tough. I'm just dripping sweat everywhere. The grind is real. And when you want to be in overall fitness shape, not just muscular shape or cardiovascular shape, you got to do it all. You got to do strength training, resistance training, explosive training, cardio training, hypertrophy, and then sports on top of it. But at the same time, it's my biggest weapon. Because my body, a lot of people would say I'm jacked, I'm huge. I don't think so. I think I am definitely well-toned, but I'm very compact. And if I put a lot of focus into one thing, I think I would be very built for that specific thing. Like when I did purely weightlifting, I was 175 pounds, muscle. I wasn't as cut. I looked like I would go through a bulking phase. A lot of stuff was a lot tighter because of how swole I was. I wasn't toned, but I was big. I could lift really heavy. Like I could do, I don't know what you call these, but basically you got a dumbbell here, and it's basically like an incline press with a dumbbell while you're standing. I could do that with 100 pounds. No problem, like 10 reps easy. And multiple sets. So, I was strong. But then I started getting into running. That dropped down. So I had to rebalance. But then I started doing calisthenics. All that kind of stuff. So you can see kind of where everything get involved. 1. No, damn it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that one was close. Oh, I jumped really weird on that one. But it counts. Okay, 2 sets down. 3 to go. How long have we been going for? I gotta check that out. Man, only an hour and 40 minutes. Christmas, dude. That feels so much longer than that. Give me 1 second, everybody. I need to grab a charger for my iPad. Okay, I'm back. Harry. I want to grab a charger for my iPad so it doesn't die. And there's a cable right here, but it's the wrong end of it. Where's the other end? Oh, found it. Okay, so this part, let me first plug this into the iPad. And there's an outlet right over here to the right. Technically you're left though. Okay, hold on, I need to blow my nose again. What the hell? I had paper on my elbow. Okay, alright, so we got 2 sets of the jump squats or the box jumps down. We got 3 to go, so keep it moving. Let's go. Whoa! I'm not jumping right there. Hold on. There we go. I keep forgetting that not every jump requires that kind of explosiveness, but it's probably good that I do it, you know what I mean? 1. Oh, that's 2. 3. 4. twinge in my shoulder. Nothing bad. 6. I think it's just from the engagement. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. 2 more sets. And then essentially, we're going to do that again, but instead of landing on the bench, we're just hurdling it. So in a sense, basically, it's just jumping hurdles, and a lot more of them. Whew. Working out is never easy. Never. 1. 2. Oh, nope, too much forward momentum. 3. 4. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. Well, that's 3 sets of 4. I have no idea. I think that was 4. Tired. But it's not like I'm doing basketball again. I changed it up this time. So it's not all bad. Okay. I just hate how much I'm sweating. I'm really sweating a lot. Last one. 1. 2. 3. 4. The key is landing controlled. I'm not doing great at that. 4. 'If I could do every one like that, I'd be more than happy. 7. 8. 9. 10. All right. Honestly, thank God that's over. I hate box jumps, just because I know they can rip your shin open. So there's a little bit of fear behind it. Okay, so like I said, this next exercise is basically just jumping over the bench, back and forth, as fast as possible, but landing as controlled and engaged as possible as well. So you want to try to be as quick as you can, but again, at controlled and maximum effort. So you obviously want to jump over both ways an even number of times. So I would say 10, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do 14. No. Yeah, 14 is a good number. I keep thinking it's like when you're doing like single leg squats or something like that, you gotta go like, you have another leg, or leg curls. It's like, okay, I'm doing 5 with this. Oh wait, I gotta do 5 more with that. So it's 10, but it's really 5 and 5. But this isn't that situation, it's still 14. So really, if you're gonna do leg curls and you wanna do 10, you gotta do 20. 10 each leg, basically. So, anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, big ass, get out of the way. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I gotta try not to jump so far away. 14. But at the same time, it's not a bad thing. Because it's forcing me to be more explosive with my jump. So that's why I make sure I make the distance. Okay, I think that one earned a seat. Would you believe I've only burned 300 calories? I can. I definitely can. Anyway, all right, next set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. What's that? Okay, I'm back. I got a little something. Protein bar. Robert Irvine's Fit Crunch. 20 grams of protein. 190 calories. 8 grams total fat. 10 milligram cholesterol. It's a little on the bad side. Oh wait, 16 grams of protein, what? I thought it was 20 grams of protein. I guess this is more of a, it's higher in protein, but it's still bad for you, protein bars. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In some cases, when you're working out for long periods, a little sugar is never a bad thing. It really gets everything going. Gets rid of headaches, that kind of thing. After I finish chewing, we'll do another sip and we'll take another bite. Alright, so we've done 2 sets, 3 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I landed so bad, I'm not counting that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3 down, 2 to go. Have a night. Giving me a shower. You're standing on my junk. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that dog of mine. What? Wow. I'm not going downstairs midnight. All right, let's do another set. Ready? 1, 2. She's taking my jump and it's playing. 4. You better not land under me, otherwise I'll be mad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm exhausted. Whoa, that hurt. Stubbed my toe. Another bite of protein bar. Oh. So, I'm only 5'7". My vertical is probably at best 16 inches. I never measured, but it said for this height of an athlete, 16 inches is pretty much their best vertical. On average, it's 16 to 20. I give myself the doubt and say I'm only doing 16 inches. So to be able to dunk, I need a vertical of at least 40 inches. I believe. So that would mean at best I only have to increase my vertical by 20 inches. And do I think I'm doing that by the summer, which is the bet? No, I don't. But it's a goal. It's a source of motivation. It gives me a reason to put in the extra work, to work harder, to do extra, to go that extra mile, to actually maybe achieve something I never physically felt was possible. When I know it's very possible because there's plenty of guys my height or shorter dunking. I mean, Nate Robinson from the Knicks, I can't remember what years he played, but Nate Robinson, that guy could jump like hell. He blocked Yao Ming, and he was, I believe, 5'4". So, was natural and gifted physical talent one of them, part of it? I'm sure. But at the same time, I'm somebody who's willing to put in a lot of Midnight, stop saying hello to the people. I'm one of those people who are willing to put in so much extra work. And like all the guys I play basketball with are busting my hump about being able to dunk already. And I'm like, I'm working. And I know they're not being dicks about it. I know they're just playing and having fun about it. But at the same time, even though it got that little sprinkle of cynicism or being a kind of like a pretentious dick to it, I don't take it negatively. I take it as a bump in the shoulder, a punch in the back, a slap. Like, come on, the fuck are you doing? Get to work, do something. And it makes me work harder. And that's why you see me doing these live streams where I'm working out for a realistic amount of time, probably an hour, 45 minutes. Because, you know, rest time's involved and everything, but the rest of it, I'm working out hard. I'm doing a lot of stuff. And these guys busting my hump and everything, making jokes, making wisecracks at me and all that kind of stuff, it's fuel for me. I take it as a very reinforcing motivation to stay the path and don't get off. Even if it's difficult, even if it feels like you're not improving, just keep doing it because you're going to get something out of it eventually. When I first started running, like I've done 13 marathons now, and 2 half marathons, and a 10K, a few other. I think I've done like 2 or 3 5Ks. No, even more than that now. I've probably done like 4 or 5 5Ks. I did this YMCA 18-mile challenge, so I had to do a 5K, a 10K, and a 10-mile run to get this nice big medal, and this was during the pandemic. And I started off slow. Like when I first started running, my first half marathon, I did just under 2 hours. It was like an hour 58 minutes and some change in seconds. And then when I did my very first marathon, it was the Houston Chevron Marathon. It took me 4 hours 30 minutes and some time. But once I had that experience, I knew better. Like when I did the Woodland, because I did the Chevron Marathon for my very first one ever, but in that same year I did the Woodland Marathon, which was my very first Woodland Marathon. I improved my time by 30 minutes. I finished either just over or just under 4 hours, which was my goal. I think if I remember correctly, that one I did in 3 hours 58 minutes or something like that. And my average pace did not really improve until 2 or 3 years later. But I just kept doing it. I didn't know specifically what to do. I just knew I gotta run a lot, and for leg workouts, I'm gonna do deadlifts, calf raises, and squats. That's it. And over time, my overall pace got substantially better. I saw a real leap after about 4 or 5 years. I was averaging 740 for a while, but then I wanted to get a little bit faster. And something clicked, and then I was able to shave a minute off my time. I was running now sub 7 minutes, or close to sub 7 minutes. And then my time improved a little bit again. And sometimes even if you don't know what you're doing, but what you're doing is getting you results, and it's the right results, that's really all that matters. Like with running, there's really no technique. Over time, your speed will improve because your legs will get stronger, your endurance will get better. Everything just gets easier with time because you're building the muscles. And that was the case for me with running. It took 7 years, but now I'm running sub 7 minutes, easy. I won for the last 2 years in my age group the Woodland 5K. I ended up first place in the Woodland 5K over the last 2 years, this year and last year. So, with time, things will improve. There are people in their 40s that run faster than me still, now. But at the same time, I have to remind myself, those guys do nothing but running. Some of them weigh the same, but again, they're doing purely only running. So all their strength, all their endurance, and all their muscles are right here in their legs. I'm training everything. So my energy levels and everything is balanced very differently. It's not focused solely in the leg. It's focused here, up here, in my arms. All that. I'm doing everything, not just legs. So, and some of these people who are elite runners, they're probably 30 pounds. At the heaviest, those elite runners probably weigh 130 at best. But most of them are weighing probably, if they're really, really elite, 110 pounds at most. They are bone skinny, but they have endurance of zebras and horses. They can, well, I don't know about horses' endurance. I know they can run fast, but I don't know if they have great endurance. But still, the point is, body weight is a big contributor to all this stuff. So, with this vertical training, I know if I just stay the course and keep working at it, and I don't let myself slack off, I'm gonna improve. Even if I only get to a point at best where I plateau, where I could just fingertip hook the rim, say this is the rim, and I could just go like this, and then pull it down, and you can see the rim shake a little bit. If that's the best I can do, I'm beyond satisfied with that. If I can even get my hand right to the level of the rim, very fingertips right at the level of the rim, that would mean I went from where my vertical is this, off the ground, to probably about that. at best. So if I can improve my vertical that much, where I can just barely grate the rim, I'm beyond happy. And I'm sure a lot of people who know me over 5+ years would be beyond impressed. Anyway, I'm making a puddle of sweat underneath me. I gotta finish my last set of explosive jump, and then we got other stuff to do. No, we're not done. Yeah, I know. Crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to be feeling this tomorrow for sure. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Oh, I did one too many. Extra credit. Anyway, so now we're going to do rapid deadlifts. Give ourselves a small break from jumping. And then after the rapid deadlifts, we'll do something else. That'll be more jumping. So, yeah, fun all around, right? So let me grab the wire, because I gotta move you guys. Get over here, you dummy. Alright. Gotta finish the protein bar. Okay. Since these clamps are still on, might as well just retighten them. But yeah, so key here, again, fast explosive movements, but controlled. 3 to 5 sets. Obviously, we're going for the harder road, 5, and I'm going to say 5 sets of 8 at this point because we're already tired from everything else. So you want to make sure your form is good and just control it. Okay, 10's enough, actually. It ended up not being horrible. So, we're going to do 5 sets of 10 and keep going from there. Have a good night. The coach is here to make sure I don't slack off, right? Such a big baby. I got your nose. Butt grab, butt scratching. What are you smelling, you pervert? That's my junk. Get your head out of there, you dirty dog. You dog. Wow. All right. Okay. Next set. Okay. Well, 2 sets down. Who knew explosive work was so exhausting? Right, Midnight? I got your head. Yeah. That dog is crazy. Bye. She got to do me. Ah! She's running everywhere. She's in the game. Arr. Hello. You tired yet? Okay, next set. Watch your head. You finally tired yourself out, huh? You silly doggy. Smell my foot. Don't lick it, you pervert. What, you got a foot fetish or something? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye, bye, bye. Come here. I got your nose. There. Move it. Next up.
3 sets down, 2 more to go. Go get your ball. Go get it. Get your ball. Good job. You ready? Good job. Give me the ball. Come here, you man. What? 2 points. You want me to play with you? You gotta give me the ball. Mine. Okay, I'll throw it this time. All right, next set. Let's go. Oh, thank God I don't work out at Planet Fitness. I get the lunk alarm every time. And they're bitches about that shit. Lunk alarm! You make too much noise when you're working out. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a fucking library. It's a gym, you dumbass! And aren't they also the ones who allowed that trans guy into the women's locker room? I mean, how fucked up in the head are you to let to allow that to actually happen? Because the woman who recorded that guy is absolutely right. I think she made the point of, what if there was a little girl in there? Or something like that. How fucked up in the head do you have to be to pretend to be a woman so you can say, I'm allowed in the women's locker room and be the pervert that you actually really intend to be? Whew. All right, last set. Oh, did I just do 12? I'm so used to doing 15. Extra credit. Okay. I'll be right back. I gotta grab my other dumbbell. Hi, Midnight. That is a sweaty ass. Thank God I'm wearing black. Because you do not want to see how sweaty I am down there. Boy, boy. Alright, so the next one is basically, let me, careful, Midnight. Just gotta move this a little bit this way.
this next one is pretty much quick, explosive, short jump, basically. You're really not aiming for height in this one. You're trying to do quick, explosive, responsive jumps while weighted. I normally do it with the 10, but since I'm at home, I have heavier weight that I can do. And I'm going to start it off with the 20, see how that feels. I might even move up to the 30s because I don't have 25s. But at the same time, that could be a good chance, an opportunity. You know, I've already convinced myself I'm going with the 30s. But we don't want it to be too heavy where I can't do the workout effectively. You know, where it's like, okay, okay, You don't want it to be like that. You want it to be quick, jump, 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 jump. That kind of stuff. So, alright. I could do it with the 35, but I think 30 is a good, I'm already tripling my weight, so let's just stick with this, see how this goes. I normally like to go for a minute, so one jump a second, but because it's heavier weight and I have to squeeze tighter so the weight doesn't jiggle, move around too much, that kind of stuff, I'm just going to do 30. So 5 sets of 30. If you think none of this is working my upper body, you'd be wrong. You'd be dead wrong. This is working out my upper body a lot. Holding the weight, controlling it, all that. Okay. All right, next set. So squeeze firmly, flex everything, keep it tight, and explode and control. 1, 2. Yeah, that's definitely very tough. Because every time you're coming down, you're still having to control the weight. And you can feel the tension on your bicep when you come down. I might have to drop down to the 20. Well, jeez. So how long have I been going? 2 hours. Almost 2.5 hours. Jesus. I didn't even realize that. Holy crap. But minus a lot of these breaks, I'd say I'm at a good 2 hours of working out. I might not even have time to do the upper body work because of how much time the lower body stuff had taken. Wow. I did a lot. Okay, so that's 3 sets. We're gonna call this the last jumping one. We'll see how my arms feel and how my energy is when I do a few upper body workouts. But something tells me after this, I'll probably end up being gassed out and done. Cause I know my body really well and my limits, and I'm getting close to that limit point where if I just keep going, nothing's gonna get gained from it. But we'll see how my upper body feels. Wow. Whoa. See, you gotta watch where you're landing. What is that, 4 sets? I lost count of how many sets. I think that's 4. I think I have one more. If I'm doing upper body stuff, I want to do the stuff I normally don't get to work. Triceps. I mean, I'm doing push-ups and stuff, and that does work your triceps and everything. I'm talking like goal crushers, bicep curls, shoulder press. But I gotta see how my arms feel. It really all comes down to that. Cause all this explosiveness, it's full body. A lot of people probably underestimate how full body these explosive movements are, especially when it comes to jumping, because you have to do the motion. And when you're doing that motion, you really have to think. It's not just from the legs. You're using your core to spring load. You're using your arm to help explode the offload. I may not have had weights in every single one of them, but everything was full body today. Except for the squat. That was isolated legs and everything. And the deadlift. Well, no, the deadlift were armed too because I had to hold the weight. But you see where I'm coming from. It's still a lot of full body exercise and full body demand to do these explosive movements. Even now with just these jumping in place, it takes a lot of upper body to just squeeze it tight so this way your arms aren't going like this and you let go of the weight and drop it on your feet. Because you have to hold it tight so this way it doesn't move. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And squeezing it so tight. Look how red my hands are. I can feel a blister wanting to form right there. My hands are raw from that. Okay. Ow. I said that because I hit my toe. Okay. My pants are so soaked in sweat. The weight of the sweat in these pants, it wants to pants me. That's how drenched I am right now. and everything. Yeah, definitely. But I'm nearing my limit. I'm probably calling it in the next, I bet, 25 minutes or less. I'm just seeing how everything feels, see if I can get some upper body work in there. I'll probably stick with dumbbell work, so this way it feels lighter, but it's not too difficult either. I need to get my pen. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see how the shoulder press feels. Because I can already tell you, shoulder press is going to be the worst workout of all of them. I can't see the rest of what that said. Oh yeah, I know. I gotta make sure I still control it and everything. I agree. But that's why this is all right now kind of just seeing where I'm at energy-wise. Because if this is too hard, the rest is too hard, and I'm just going to draw the line in the sand so this way I avoid injury and still know I got a really effective workout. Okay, so dumbbell work, not too bad actually. What'd that say? I can't read that. Let's see. Oh, I know it's been hours, but at the same time, I've taken some pretty long breaks at the same time. So, I got it. No need to worry. Believe me, I don't want to be doing this forever. This isn't it's not like I'm doing a charity live stream or something. I'd like to do that actually, like just one day, I take like a week and rest up really well. And then one day I live stream for just as long as I can do physical exercise. And try to, and this would be after I hit 500 subscribers. I would like to do, I'd like to do charity live streams and be like, I'm going to work out to raise as much money as I can, and we're going to work out until I physically cannot do weights anymore, or I'm just too exhausted, and we're going to raise money in however long that takes. All right. One. 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because I'd love to do, I really do want to do like charity live streams and all that kind of stuff. I just have no idea how to get it set up and that kind of stuff. Because once I figure that stuff out, it's just live streaming. And then probably whatever you're trying to do the charity for, you'll leave a link to that website, I guess, in the link down below. And then somewhere, somehow, you can probably have it displayed how much money you raised for that particular fundraiser. And, yeah. And for that situation, like people going like the 12 hours, 24 hours of planking, that kind of stuff. I would just do workouts until my body not shut down, but like until I'm just so tired I can't even do a single push-up. And however long that takes, that's how long we live stream for. And in that window, say it takes 7 hours before I get to that point. In that 7 hours, hopefully we can raise a solid amount of money for charity and that kind of stuff. But those are goals and aspirations I have to do with this channel. I mean, I've been pretty much working out on a real spectrum for 2+ hours. I'm not even keeping track of how many shoulder presses I'm doing right now, and I should. But the longer I can last physically, the better it would be for charity. Because it gives everybody a chance to jump in and, you know, be part of something that means something. Whew. Okay. You know, like, one thing I'd actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'd like to do charity. It's not just for, like, I want to do breast cancer fundraiser because my mom had it and she got through it just fine. But, you know, and that's a major topic. Childhood cancer is one I would like to do a live stream for. And I think one that's not done enough in terms of what I've seen is like charity for like older men's health awareness, like the fact that older men start running into chances of having like prostate cancer, colon cancer, things like that. Men have scares in their own way with their own health at their age, just like women and children do. And I think because men always have this like be a man mindset, don't be soft, don't be weak, there's never really any attention put into it. Like crap. Like there's I know there's like a men's mental health awareness month, that kind of thing. And I think it would be really, uplifting. And this isn't just because I'm trying to be gender specific or anything like that. It's just trying to be equally fair in who and what I'm raising charity for and that kind of stuff. In terms of goals and aspirations, I think guys, I think as men we sweep ourselves under the rug because we don't want to be in the limelight. We don't want to be the type of guy who's seen as quote unquote weak or vulnerable, but there's nothing wrong with that. I think it would be great if men would be more willing to say, you know what, I'm going through a tough time and I need help. And I think it shows more strength to admit you feel weak or you feel vulnerable than to act like nothing's wrong and repress it. So I'd like to be able to do some live streams or fundraisers that go toward men's not just mental health but overall physical health and awareness, that kind of stuff. So this way, everybody feels, it's not like a DEI situation. It's not that at all. It's just like men, women, children get to be involved in their own, I want to say specialized, but that's not the exact word. But basically, there are very specific things with men, women, and children when it comes to health that they encounter as they get older that are specific to them because of their gender or because of their age or because of this or that. Like men calling in, I don't even really know 100% if it's just men or if it's women too, but I think men are at a higher risk than women in terms of colon and prostate cancer. But obviously, women have a much more higher chance of being vulnerable to breast cancer as they get older. Now, some of it can be genetic, I think. I don't know. And other parts of it may not be, but being able to do something about it would mean a lot to me as an individual. You know, just to help everybody, basically. Because that's really what I want to do. And the thing is, I'm already expecting when I start doing stuff like this, if I end up super, like, I explode and I go viral because of stuff like this, that's great. I could care less though. And I'm sure I'm expecting to run into like controversy, like if you like a good example, and a pretty obvious example is Mr. Beast, biggest YouTuber in the world. The guy goes out of his way to these third world countries to help people with blindness, sickness, health, that kind of stuff. He takes 1,000 people or whatever. I can't remember how many people, but it's a lot. And it costs him millions and millions and millions of dollars to do. And then there's obviously those people who just want to spit on him and spit in his face basically because he's publicizing it. But that's the thing. How can you know somebody done something good if it's not put in to the limelight? You can't look at somebody and say, you can't go, well, why don't you raise money for breast cancer awareness? And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? I did. For example, I just raised $10 million to go straight into MD Anderson cancer research. And they're like, well, how come we never heard of it? Because you freaking shit on me for putting it in videos on YouTube and you called it a publicity stunt. I mean, people, they look at one side of the road and refuse to see the other. And it annoys me because it goes to show how narrow and closed-minded people want to be, like intentionally want to be, just because internally they're more than likely jealous and find it unfair that somebody like them is capable of doing something like that and they're barely able to scrape by. But that doesn't mean anything because at the same time, the reason why Mr. Beast got to the way he is because he worked for it. Nobody sees what he does behind the scenes. Nobody sees what he's doing behind the camera. Nobody is aware of that. Nobody is truly aware of what somebody like Mr. Beast is doing every single day behind the camera when the camera's not rolling. A lot of people, he's basically your shadow. It's there. But you can't see it unless you look for it. Because you're so unaware of it. And then when he does something like curing 1,000 people's blindness, everybody says it was just because he wanted clout and publicity. And that's probably part of it, but at the same time, why make a video over that topic if it's going to benefit people for the better? If it's actually going to make people who have been suffering with eyesight loss, and I'm somebody like that, I have bad eyesight. I know what it's like to be able to take your contacts out and then not be able to, hold your hand like this if you have good eyesight. And that blurriness is basically everything when I don't have my contacts in. That's how bad eyesight can be. And when people can't make any detail out, it really is debilitating. So I can understand, even if Jimmy did it for a little bit of clout, and did it for some attention, the overall fact is he still helped however many people he did in that video be able to see. And I'm sure those people in those videos could care less that he's doing this for publicity and attention. If I was in their shoes, I would be looking at Jimmy and saying, you know what? How could I give a fuck if you're just recording me for your own infamy? If you want to be famous based on me and curing my blindness, the way I see it is, I would not be able to see if you didn't do this. I would still be suffering every day, not being able to see what my kid looks like, or what my nephew or grandkids look like. I wouldn't be suffering that if it wasn't for you. I mean, I would still be suffering that if it wasn't for you curing my eyesight, basically. So, no matter how much hate these people want to throw at him for these situations, the fact is, he's doing something. And even if it's a publicity stunt, he's helped people. And that's the major takeaway is, it doesn't matter if it's for publicity. He's still helping people and making people's lives better overall. And that's basically what I want. I don't care how much people want to shit on me if I get famous and I'm doing things like Jimmy or quote unquote Mr. Beast. If they want to shit on me all you like. I want to see the day you're able to cure 1,000 people's blindness or bad eyesight to the point where they're able to see everything like at 4K resolution. Talk to me when you're able to do that. And when you can, then you can shit on my face and make me feel bad about it. But until then, your hate means nothing. Because you're still not doing anything. You're taking more time to shit on somebody else than to influence somebody else's life for the better. And I know I've gone on a rambling spree, but this is stuff I think about all the time. So, yeah. Making people's lives better, even if you record it, means a lot, because it no matter how negatively you look at it, it can't be made aware. You can't say people, you can't be mad if somebody did something. You can't be mad about not knowing somebody did something and then be mad about it when they make it a public video. Like, don't get me wrong. When there's good videos of people alone in their bathrooms, crying and all that crap, more times than not, do I think that's probably an act? Yeah. Because they have to, quote unquote, make themselves cry and then hit record. Whereas, if it's a third party recording and they're not aware, then it looks more genuine. But when it's done by I could basically put lemon juice in my eyes right now. Get super teary, like eyes super red, be teary-eyed, all that kind of stuff. Act like I'm crying and say, my grandpa just died. And I could get probably a lot of attention for it. But I'm not going to. But if it was like, if you look at other people's videos, like somebody who's recently lost their pet because their pet was too sick or their pet was in poor health and they had to put their pet down. A lot of people have gone through that. They know if that's real or fake. So, I mean, if you want to put it out there in the world for the world to see so this way they understand what you just went through, that's fine. But at the same time, when you do stuff like that, you have to be willing to accept and expect there's going to be dirtbags out there who just want to shit on you for the sake of shitting on you. Just to make you feel bad or worse about something that you felt was very personal but was necessary for your audience, so this way they don't think you're ignoring your fans or your audience members, because fans can be very poisonous as much as they are a cure and remedy to what you're personally going through. So, everything, a lot of stuff in life, especially when it comes to social media, is a double-edged sword. So, you gotta be smart about it, but at the same time, you gotta be willing to say whether it's worth putting out there or not. So, how long have I been going for now? Let's see, coming up on 3 hours now. Okay. I'll probably do some biceps and triceps and then I'll call it. I gotta finish the shoulder, the chest press. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, and a lot of these recent exercises that I'm doing, I'm not keeping real track. I'm just going until my arms really burn and then I stop, basically. That kind of tells me I've hit a good number of repetitions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do, I don't even know how many sets of chest press I did. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'll do one more set, and then I'll do some bicep curls, some skull crushers for triceps, and then I'm going to call it a night, and then the stream. But, yeah. And this is another thing about, I'm into the psychology of human beings. I've never studied psychology, but I really find it fascinating the way the human mind thinks and processes things. There are certain things I'll never understand, like why some people, I'll never understand how people stay in a constant state of depression. And I'm not trying to sound like a cynical asshole when I say that, because I know some people suffer, because I've experienced bouts of depression, but I've never been, as far as I'm aware, clinically depressed, where I needed medicine or antidepressants for it. I never felt debilitated by being depressed. I've always looked at being depressed as a lesson. I've always taken pain, sorrow, negative emotions as a lesson, and I've embraced it. I've allowed myself to process and go through it, and then I take it and I grow from it. And I think that's half the reason why I have such a strong mental mindset. But at the same time, there are times where I can be extremely weak, and it's a very rare occasion, but it happens to the best of us. We're humans. It's natural. I mean, you can only face so much hardship before you finally snap. So that's why they call it a snap. You hit a breaking point. So, yeah, it's like, when there's certain things people are depressed about, I look at it and I try to understand from their point of view. But at the same time, I look at it and I go, yeah, but you might be experiencing this now, but if you really look further down the road, once this happens, once you go through this certain thing, you'll be done. And it'll be over, and you'll be set for the rest of your life. So why can't you look at it more optimistically and see the positive side of the road and stop dwelling on the negative and just endure and persevere? But That's just me. Just because I can't understand it doesn't mean I'm not going to acknowledge it. It's just, I'm different that way. It's just, even though I'm not understanding something, it doesn't mean I'm going to be a dick about it or be negative. I'll still support however I can, but at the same time, it's like, that's why when I see people going through certain things or situations, I try to find situations in my life where, even though it's not the same, and it never will be the same, it's in that sense relatable, if that makes sense. I try to find situations I've been that, yeah, but I'm almost done. I'm doing some biceps and then triceps and then I'm done. I'm not even really actually all that tired. It's all the explosive work was the exhausting part, but the upper body, it's got days to go. So I'm gonna do the tricep first. You know what? I'm gonna use the bar. I like the bar. So let me get my weight plates. Boy. Okay. I got stupid perseverance. What can I say? It's the reason why I'm so good at marathons. You're right. I don't know how to quit. This is very light. I might add a little bit more weight to it. Let me get this 5 over here. And then, yeah, we'll do some skull crushers. Alright, skull crushers. Let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's a little bit more challenging, but still very manageable. I think also the reason why, and the reason why I like these live streams is they kind of allow me to talk and just like get what's on my mind out there. Because I'm one person who's not afraid to speak his mind. I'm not afraid about, if I can consciously avoid pushing other people's buttons, I will. But if I know saying something is for the better, regardless of them reacting positively or negatively, I'm going to say it, because like in probably what a lot of people seen on Instagram is those reels where it's like, I'm not that friend who's gonna give a crap about your feelings just because you're going through a hard time. I'm not the type of person who's gonna avoid sensitive topics around you. I'm the type of person who's gonna face them and shove them, like, I'll shove the reality down your throat and face the problem with you. I'm the type of friend who will tell you the way it is, regardless of you feeling bad about it. Because I'm the friend who says, like, I'm not there for the positive. I'm there to help you through the negative and face the realities of the negatives. I give you the harsh reality checks because I know if you face the reality other than avoiding it, it'll be better for you in the long run. But as an individual, I think when it comes to facing issues, I think the reason why I'm just I find it hard to get like upset about stuff is because I have my own outlet to feeling better, and a major one is I tell it sounds weird and it's not always the answer, but the fact is, I tell everybody, if you're feeling depressed, if you feel like something's weighing on your mind, if it's really bothering you, if something's really like getting at your nerves, go for a run. And as stupid as it sounds, as much as somebody might hate running as an individual, the reality is, and this was a really interesting thought I had, is running is a self-inflicted anxiety attack. So, and when I say that, think about it. What is anxiety? Your heart races. Your breathing becomes labored. Your thoughts race 1,000 miles an hour. You can't control yourself and you're nervous as all hell. You start to sweat. And you can't think straight. Now think about what you're doing when you're running. You're intentionally raising your heart rate. Your blood starts to boil. You can't think straight. Your mind races. But at the same time, in the process, your mind starts to clear. Your thoughts slow down. Your nerves calm down. And it's like a reverse anxiety attack. You're inducing it, but at the same time, in the process of inducing it, you cure it once you hit that consistency point. So, like, there have been times where I was running and I've had like, I've told a friend of mine, like, I'm not going to go into detail, but like, I told my friend, like, I had a breakdown. Like, I literally had to stop running because my mind was racing during this moment when I was running. And I had to stop. And it took me a minute to process. And then I continued. I was 3 miles from home. I couldn't just turn around. I couldn't, because I was at the halfway point of my run. If I went back the way I came, it would have taken just as long as if I just kept going. So, at that point, I just processed. I took a moment, I took a few deep breaths, I calmed myself down for a little bit. My mind was still going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but I continued to run, and by the time I finished the run, I had calmed down entirely. Because, and like I was saying, in the first half, I was inducing that anxiety attack. It wasn't intentional that the breakdown happened, but it did because of the racing thoughts and everything. But once I recollected myself and then I kept going, the reverse effect happened. My mind became clear. I had figured everything out in my head as I was running. And by the time I was home, I was completely over it. It's really interesting. It's hard. I'm not great at explaining things because I've never had to. It always just made sense to me in my own head. So, my suggestion is like, and like other times, I'm not always going for a run if I have anxiety. There are times like, it was 3 a.m, I'll just go out and walk. And just listen to the sounds of nature, look at the blackness of the sky, see the twinkles of the stars. And sometimes you can't even see the stars because the moon's not out. But I'll just listen. I'll use my other senses. I'll use my hearing, which is not good. I'll use my eyes. I'll use my nose. I'll smell. And I'll let and I won't even use my head. I cut everything out but the mind. I use everything but my mind. And it relaxes me. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. And this is why I tell people that I feel like are experiencing things similar to what I went through, try this, do this, because I think it'll really make them feel better in the long run or after the fact. So I know I've already probably done 3 of these sets. I'm going to do one more and then I'll do bicep curls and then I'll end it. I know I've gone into a weird, like, I get into weird, like, talking points sometimes, but I talk about it and speak about it because it's interesting to me. And I don't know if other people find it interesting or if they just find it boring. I think in more cases than not, people are going to find it boring and uninteresting and not want to listen because it might bring up bad personal stuff they've experienced in the past or whatever. But I feel like the best way to grow is to face your past. And that's why it's weird that people say, well, if you don't want to repeat history, you should never learn history. But at the same time, how can you know you're not repeating it if you never learn about it? You know, it's like, it literally goes to the saying, you can't run away from your problems. There's no running away from them. People think they can run away from them by doing hard drugs or illegal drugs, substances, and abusing all that kind of stuff. But you're not. You're not escaping it. You're just distracting yourself from it. But I think you can really, really, really grow when you learn to face it one step at a time. And I think that's why my parents go above and beyond out their way to tell everybody, like, they had no idea how they would be, like, how they would live without me, basically, like, because I've done, in my own weird little way, I've done so much personal development in my own head that it matured me in the best way possible. And because of that, I'm able to face really scary situations with a scary, calm demeanor. Like, don't get me wrong, there's points where like I'm not gonna go into detail, but there was an experience I've had a few months ago that was a first time experience and it was horrifying to go through. But I was collected the entire time. Like, as soon as the situation happened, the world slowed down. And I always found that weird when they say, like people say you experience a light flashing before your eyes. When they say that, they really mean the world slowed down around them. It's really, really weird. But it really does slow down. It happens in the blink of a fucking eye. But you yourself see it as if you're like the Flash, going a million miles an hour. Like going so fast that the world just stands still, basically. And you can literally process everything faster than you could ever react. And it's so fascinating that it happened. Like, once it was done and everything was situated, I had the shake. Like, my hand couldn't stop shaking. Like, I was a little bit of a nervous wreck. But in here, I was collected. Physically, I my body was reacting the way I wanted to feel, but in my head it was just, I was unable to freak out. So my body responded instead of my head. It was really interesting. And like all I had to do to completely recompose myself was I walked 50 feet, looked at the ground, took a deep breath, and I was done. Now, I can't say that's happened to everybody. And I think part of this is because of the fact that I have ADHD. And one of my friends, he knows who he is. He doesn't believe in the whole ADHD thing. He thinks it's bullshit. I disagree, but, agree to disagree kind of situation. But it was so interesting to me because it was a very, very scary moment in time. And I would tell you, I think 95% of the people who, if they were put into my exact shoes at that moment, I think 95% of the people would have a pure blown panic attack or flight. Like there's that fight or flight response or freeze. It's three responses: fight, flight, or freeze. And I think 95% of the people would either flight, run, or freeze and just not do anything. Mine wasn't a fight response. It was It was more reactive in a positive way. But I think most people would just panic and not know what to do. And that other 5%, I think only wouldn't panic because of a potential professional background of some kind relatable to that situation or scenario. So it was really scary, but in the same aspect, I knew, and I think this is also, I also think the fact that I'm like my certification expired now for it, but I still have the knowledge. I got certified for CPR twice, and in that moment, the second this situation happened, I knew exactly what I had to do. I had to make sure this person was responsive, first off, and if they were not responsive, the good thing is I was in an environment where everything medically needed was there. So it wasn't like I would need to call 911. All I had to do was call out for help because I had to lift this person off the ground. So, and they had 100 pounds on me. But yeah, it was exact by definition horrifying, but at the same time, now that I've gone through it and experienced it, it's fascinating. And I don't know why I feel that way, but it is. And I guess I can say, one, it's fascinating because in the end, everybody came out okay. There was no negative end to it. It was a horrible experience in the moment, but in the end, everybody was good. So you can look back at it as a scary moment, but in the end, it ended up being positive because everybody was okay. And I think because of the fact that it was a positive ending, I'm able to look back at it as a fascinating situation. Whereas, I think if it was traumatizing and it had a bad ending, I think it would be less fascinating, but necessary to understand. So this way you know what to do for the next time if there is ever a next time a situation like that occurs. But yeah, it's always good to just talk things out, even if you're just in a room with a camera on you and you're just talking to the air. Even if there's nobody listening, just talking it out goes a long way for your mental health. Because you're getting it out. And that's why I always tell people I feel are struggling, if you need to talk and you don't want opinions and you just need somebody to hear, talk to me. Talk to a wall. Write it down. It does help. And I've done a lot of stuff I thought was silly before. Like, I didn't think journaling would help. But I journaled for over a year. I don't journal anymore, but it really does a lot of psychological benefits to reflect on the day that you've experienced, write it down, write down your own personal thoughts about situations, that kind of stuff. All I did was pretty much write a summary of my days. And then in the same process of writing down the summary of my day, I would write what I thought about certain circumstances or situations that happened in the day. How I felt, stuff like that. And I still have those journals. And I would do not like both double-sided pages, but once I got through the notebook, I would just write the first date it started and the last date the last page was filled. So like it started, say, January 1st, and then the last page was filled May 23rd or whatever. And then I would write that date and just write journal. So this way, if I wanted to reflect, I could go back and say, okay, so this is a time period of stuff I journaled about. That kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to say I'm officially done working out. I did my arms. I did a bunch of explosive stuff for my vertical. My legs are definitely tired. All that stuff. I do hope everybody enjoyed this. I've gone for, coming up literally in 17 seconds, 200 minutes. The upper body stuff I could keep going with. I'm actually not tired upper body wise. Legs, destroyed. Legs are very tired from all the explosive jumps and everything. And I burned 400 plus calories in this, so this was a good workout. But yeah, I would be doing this live stream on my fitness channel if I had 50 subscribers. I need 50 subscribers to unlock live streaming on my ADHD Wired Fitness channel. It's linked in the description, so if you want to subscribe to that and get that unlocked for me, I can start doing these workout live streams over there. So this way, that can get some content and all that stuff. But other than that, I still need to figure out if I'm able to save it from like my computer and then import it onto there. I bet I can somehow. I just don't know exactly. I'll figure it out. I just gotta mess with it. That's pretty much how I've done everything with YouTube. Actually, I figured out everything I know on Final Cut Pro just by fucking around with the what do you freaking call it? I can't think of the word. But the app, you get my point. Anyway, I'm gonna end it. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to help spread this around, leave a like. Join my Discord in the link down below. All social media is linked down below as well. Normal video is still coming up tonight. I actually have to probably upload it in the next 10 minutes. So, yeah. If you enjoyed all that fun jazz, turn that notification bell on so you're notified for any further videos.
Normal upload is still gonna happen. It just might be a little bit later, like in an hour or so. And you can look forward to that. And then, yeah. With all that being said, last but not least, don't forget to stay away. See you in the next one, everybody.